What really happened inside David's Hollywood Hills mansion? A house where the walls may have witnessed secrets that no one was ever meant to uncover. When investigators walked in, they didn't just find empty rooms. They found traces of a story far darker than anyone imagined. And it all circles back to a single chilling question. Was Celeste living in that house the entire time she was missing? David was riding the high of a booming music career, but then, almost overnight, he vanished. He left behind his Hollywood Hills mansion, cancelled his lease, and cut ties with neighbours who once saw him daily. To fans, it looked like a quiet retreat. But investigators believe it was something else entirely. A calculated disappearance right as questions about Celeste were heating up, and the first red flag was who helped him vanish. Enter Josh Marshall, David's longtime manager. Not just someone handling business, but the very man who secured the Hollywood Hills mansion for him. Neighbours say Josh was more active in the home than David himself. He came and went at odd hours, dodged questions, and when the investigation began, he was the one caught trying to explain away what was going on. But the homeowner wasn't buying it. Miladin Gajic, the man who actually owned the mansion, came forward in shock. He says he never expected this kind of scandal. And yet, when he pressed for answers, Josh allegedly tried to smooth it all over, downplaying the severity of the situation. Why would a manager risk so much to shield his client? Was Josh just protecting David's image? Or protecting himself? Then came the revelation that made jaws drop. The mansion was located less than half a mile from the impound lot where Celeste's body was found inside David's abandoned Tesla. Think about that. A missing teen discovered in the trunk of his car, and his rented mansion just minutes away. To investigators, that wasn't coincidence. It was a chilling connection tying every piece of the puzzle closer to David's world. News of Celeste's death shattered the neighborhood. A vigil was held. Her family started a GoFundMe, desperate not only for funeral expenses, but also for justice. Neighbours who once brushed shoulders with David suddenly realised they might have lived beside something far darker than a rising pop star. And as emotions ran high, questions started turning toward the timeline. Celeste wasn't just some stranger. She had been missing for over a year. Around mid-2024, her contact with friends and family suddenly went silent. No texts, no posts, nothing. People assumed she had run away, but when her body surfaced near David's world, that silence took on a terrifying new meaning, and David himself seemed to know more than he let on. Fans who went back to analyze David's music uncovered something eerie. Lyrics about a girl he couldn't let go, and verses describing hiding pain, burying secrets, and driving until there was no way back. Was it just poetic coincidence? Or a coded confession hidden in plain sight? But lyrics weren't the only strange connection. Online sleuths also exposed another character, a man known only as Marky, who lived near David and was often spotted with him. Marky had his own disturbing history, accused online of being a predator. The thought that Celeste might have been trapped in a circle of dangerous adults only deepened the horror. And just when it couldn't get darker, a lawyer entered the scene. High-profile attorney Blair Burke, famous for defending Hollywood's most controversial stars, suddenly appeared on David's side. The moment she stepped in, information began drying up. Leases were cancelled quietly. Statements became scripted. It was clear. David wasn't just a musician anymore. He was a protected client in a very expensive legal machine. But public opinion wasn't so easily silenced. Social media erupted. Former fans turned against David, some artists publicly cut ties, and TikTok detectives stitched every rumor into viral threads. While official reports were cautious, the public was ruthless. The story wasn't just about a girl anymore. It was about how an entire music industry might have ignored the warning signs. And then, investigators went back inside the house. When detectives searched the mansion, they removed bags of evidence. Rumors say they included child-sized clothing, notebooks, and even personal belongings linked to Celeste. If true, this meant she hadn't just been hidden in a car. She might have been living in that house while the world searched for her. Neighbors started whispering. People in the gated community claimed they had seen a young girl around the mansion months earlier. Some thought she was a cousin or relative. Others recalled late-night shouting matches that seemed out of place for a quiet artist retreat. If Celeste was truly there, it meant dozens of people unknowingly brushed past her prison. But the digital trail would tell even more. Investigators combed through David's cloud storage, DMs, and deleted messages. Leaks suggest conversations between him and minors, including grooming-like behavior. Screenshots that surfaced online showed flirty exchanges that seemed impossible to ignore. If authenticated, they could be the key to proving Celeste wasn't a stranger, but someone he was actively communicating with. The money trail added another layer. Despite being on tour, David was paying thousands a month for the mansion. Why maintain such an expensive property while hardly living there? Some theorize the house was used as more than a home, possibly as a hideout. Others suspect payments disguised as gifts or allowances to silence certain people. And then came the silence from his closest friends. Collaborators who once praised David suddenly wiped their feeds. Old photos disappeared. Some even unfollowed him altogether. Not one came forward with answers. Was it loyalty or fear of being implicated? For many fans, the silence said more than words ever could. But then, online detectives discovered something bizarre. Conspiracy forums began buzzing about a shocking claim that there were two different girls named Celeste in David's orbit. Could investigators have mixed identities? Or was there a deliberate attempt to muddy the waters? While unproven, the theory spread fast, keeping the case alive in public memory. Playlists only made the story stranger. Fans unearthed David's Spotify playlists with chilling titles, songs about hiding bodies, secret lovers, and unspeakable regret. Was it coincidence, or his way of leaving breadcrumbs? The creepiness was impossible to shake off. And as the internet picked apart symbolism, pressure on police grew. The LAPD faced criticism for dragging their feet. Many pointed out that if David weren't famous, he'd already be behind bars. Rumors of celebrity favoritism haunted every press briefing. It was a harsh reminder that in Hollywood, justice often moves differently. Every move after Celeste's discovery seemed too clean. The mansion lease cancelled, belongings removed, lawyers shutting down questions. To skeptics, it looked like a team effort to erase evidence before the truth could surface. But Celeste's family wasn't staying quiet. Her parents demanded answers, hiring independent investigators to dig where the LAPD wouldn't. They spoke in emotional interviews, vowing not to let her name fade into another Hollywood scandal. Lawsuits are already on the table, aimed not just at David, but at anyone who might have helped him. And history shows, Hollywood has done this before. From rock stars to actors, countless celebrities have dodged accountability thanks to wealth and lawyers. Fans compared David's case to these infamous examples, fearing it was only a matter of time before he slipped away from consequences too, and the fan base itself became divided.